Welcome to Clear Picture Financial with Jason Noble of Prime Capital Investment Advisors here in Charleston. ClearPictureFinancial.com is your website. Can I brag on you just a little bit, Jason?
Absolutely.
Okay. Jason has been awarded the Advisor Hub 2023 Top 5 Advisor Award to watch out of 100 advisors, and he's the only one here in South Carolina. Top 5 out of 100, Jason. That's pretty impressive. I like that. You also have your FINRA Series 66 securities registration. You're a fiduciary, retirement income certified professional, certified financial planner. You have a lot that you can, present to people, don't you? In other words, you have a lot of credentials to attract folks to come and talk to you about planning their financial future. I mean, before, during, after retirement.
Well, I look at the credentials, it's not necessarily to attract. It is to serve the people that entrusted me with their life savings at best as I possibly can. And being a certified financial planner was the first step in my 20-year experience, right? But then becoming, 84% of my clients were nearing or in retirement. So I really wanted to focus my specialty as retirement income certified professional.
Uh-huh.
So that's why I received that designation. But then I did it to challenge my knowledge from Wall Street University. What I mean by that is when you're in the industry, you're helping clients transition their assets into income producing investments so that they could have a fulfilling retirement. But then going and getting that specialty, that going into the retirement income certified professional designation, I didn't get it for 4 letters behind my name. I did it to make sure that I didn't have any bias or I wasn't leaving something on the table that I should be considering. And I will be very candid and just humble right now. I had knockdown blowout arguments with the professors when I first started. And over time and understanding, what I realized was the firms I worked at, they would say, we don't do these things because of our values, and I think that's fine. But when your values are in the way of the client's best interest, that's not fine. And that was the reason why I joined Prime Capital Investment Advisors and started Clear Picture Financial to really get the word out about all the different things that are so important into personal finance and retirement income planning.
And that's really a good point. It's a good resource, your website, clearpicturefinancial.com. And thanks for making that distinction for me about serving your clients, because you really do. It's not just an in and out type of a thing. You continue to serve your clients over time, don't you?
Well, now that came into the Advisor Hub's ranking. It was about scope of service. It was also about the growth of the firm, and then also they took into account professionalism. Well, scope of service, that's the one I'm most proud of, because it's if you're an advisor that's out there and you're just telling your clients, come to me to solve this problem on your investments, well, essentially what they're doing is just saying, give me your money, good luck with everything else.
Right.
Where as a certified financial planner and a retirement income certified professional, right? I like to look at everything. And my clients, they have to be somewhat financially vulnerable with me. Because if I was just managing their money, I won't ask certain questions, right? But I get into a lot of stuff with my clients because it all is connected. How your health is connected to your estate plan, your taxes are connected to the withdrawal strategy.
Yeah.
It's all connected. And how can I really serve anyone if I don't know their story, the story of their money, where they're looking to, where they're at today and where they want to be? And I know today we have a lot of stuff that's going on, especially in light of another interest rate hike by the Federal Reserve.
Can we fight the Fed?
You never fight the Fed, but, I would just go, the Federal Reserve raised the interest rates by 1/4 point, lifting interest rates to the highest level in 22 years.
It's insane, yeah.
I haven't seen this in my 20-year career, right? So, okay, but that doesn't mean I can't read books and understand the history of how this stuff works. But that decision to do so really impacted the economy, economic activity, I would say, in a short and long term. And I think it's important that we kind of go into those details.
Exactly. That's the whole point of the show, of the video, and also, the audio recording, and for your podcast as well, is to give people that information. And because you do have so much experience, and you do have those letters behind your name, and you can read a book, that's why we that's why we look to you, Jason. Why don't you talk a little bit about inflation? What is inflation exactly? It might be an oversimplified question, but I still want to hear what you say.
Yeah, let me break this down very straightforward. So it's just a measurement of the increase in the cost of goods and services over time.
And how do you feel about our current inflation? I know the number that is given, and the number that we really see at the grocery store, buying eggs and meat and laundry soap and so forth. They're two different numbers.
Well, how I feel about it. So inflation erodes the overall purchasing power
Sure
of
does.
savings over time, and I see it as another way of government tax more than anything, right? You're just spending more. And then if I hear supply chain disruption one more time, it's just like, okay, enough. Like, we need to get people back to work and work on the supply chain. And we've seen some movement in that right direction, which has caused inflation to come down, but it's still a pain in the pocket for a lot of Americans. And inflation can impact folks saving for retirement when their nest egg that you've amassed has been exposed to the limitations of retirement dollars for an
Right.
extended period of time. So essentially, your hard-earned dollars that you've been saving for over the years cannot stretch as far as much as they once did, because you take out that $1, you don't buy a dollar of goods anymore, right? You're buying 80 cents of goods,
Boy.
right?
Or gas,
or gas, right?
which just went up again.
Yeah, and here in South Carolina, we had tax-free weekend and last weekend, and
Yes.
that was
Great.
great opportunity for a lot of people for back-to-school supplies or maybe a major purchase that they were considering, which was a conversation that I had with a lot of my clients leading up to the weekend, just so that they were aware of it, and then they could make an informed decision to save a little bit more money instead of giving it to Uncle Sam.
Do you find that in your discussion with clients to be prudent in this time of super high inflation and maybe stick to your budget plan?
Well, so I think a budget could be a 4-letter word for a lot of people out there, okay?
I felt it was a 4-letter word saying it, Jason.
I just look at what I refer to as cash flow. Money in, money out, and what do we do with the difference? And a program that I created with Katie Randall, who's an advisor out of a Missouri office, right? It's called Portfolio Payday. And what it is if you look at the banking systems are set for you to spend your money. That's why so many Americans out there can't handle a $400 unexpected expense. And this ranges from other social economic, like if you make over $100,000, 43% cannot afford a $1,000 unexpected expense. So
Wow.
This is ranging from all different people with all different incomes. So with Portfolio Payday, what we do is we have the money in the brokerage account actually create an emergency savings buffer first. And then once we hit that buffer, then we start to have automatic long-term investing built right into the strategy. And our clients receive Portfolio Payday, where they get a paycheck on the 15th and 30th of every month, and they're working with a qualified advisor on their cash flow. So sometimes when we start Portfolio Payday, it could take us 6 to 9 months to get it fully functioning to the full capacity of what it could be. But I gotta tell you, I think I'm just as excited as the client when we hit that threshold, where now they have their 6 months or 3 to 6 months of savings of expenses saved up. And that extra money is being long-term invested. Now, with my clients in Portfolio Payday, over the last 18 months, we did increase their expenses, and they were still able to save for long-term investments as well. So we're seeing a significant impact on our clients, especially, I would say, for our clients that are in their 30s and 40s on Portfolio Payday, because they're saving more for the long term. Now, what I'm doing with my clients that are nearing retirement is we're doing Portfolio Payday, because when you go into retirement, it's a big shock to the system where all of a sudden you're not getting that W-2 income, right? You're not getting
Right.
that income coming in. You're relying on that portfolio for that income. So if we start this right before retirement, about 5 years before retirement, it's really to create this is more behavioral finance, but it's
Okay.
creating those behaviors of being reliant on your portfolio for the income and not from the W-2 income. So, people could watch a video on our website. They just go to clearpicturefinancial.com, and then they go to tools, and they could look at portfolio payday. Yeah, we did this video where we drew it.
Oh, that's perfect. That's
My
how I
dog-
learn, is by seeing.
Me too, right?
Yeah.
So, like, if I could read it, okay, great. But if I could read
I
it and
can
then
see
watch
it,
it,
yeah.
I'm going to learn, right? And so my daughter, she loved the video. And I'm like, okay, if this appeals for my 9-year-old and my 6-year-old, right? It appeals to me. It's going to appeal to a lot of other people. And we get a lot of compliments because we broke down something that's very complex in a very simple way to understand. And you don't have to have an economics degree to understand money in, money out, and what do we do with the difference.
Right. But the difference is what we're talking about is insuring your money, right? Insuring your ability to make that jump or that leap or that slide into retirement years.
You're right. I love that you asked that question, Jackie, because what do we do with the difference? That could be paying down high interest rate debt. And we could be doing a debt snowball approach or a debt avalanche approach. Both are effective in the very specific situations. But let's say we get the long-term debt or the high interest rate credit card debt and other debt handled. Well, now we're then going into long-term investing and making sure that we're building that nest egg. And we still have that emergency savings. So when life happens, I don't know why life happens in threes. It just always seems to be in threes.
It does.
Right? So when the first thing happens, we're able to get money out. Second thing happens, we get money out. Now, if the third thing happens and it lowers our cash below a certain threshold, what we do is we sell off the long-term investments to get the cash buffer back to a reasonable rate.
Oh, clever.
Well, that's what happens with 20 years of experience.
I was going to say again, oh boy, it's your whole life. If they want to get in to see you, they can text CLEAR to 600-700. Am I right?
Yep. Just call us here at the office, 843-743-2926. You speak to one of our specialists that will then schedule a core values meeting with me, okay?
Good,
And this is where I get to know your story, the story of your money, and where you want to be. After we do the core values meeting, that's when we start building out the financial analysis and your retirement income plan with proven approaches and strategies to strengthen your retirement. So this is where we really are able to then show why we're ranked by Advisor Hub through the experience and service that we provide.